English is the language of globalization, and its spreading is helped by the use of modern technologies. Among these, the GOAT is certainly the internet. Still, is the English spoken online the same as the one offline? Are there any trends influencing the real world? Wear your best swimsuit and bring your sunglasses, cause we're about to surf the web. Imagine yourself talking to a friend during a healthy walk in the park. And imagine yourself talking to a magistrate, a minister, or your boss. Would you speak the same way? I think not. Well, FYI, it's no secret that the use of language differs from context to context. Now, I know the examples mentioned above depict situations mainly from the online world. To address our attention to the online one, the situation might be totally different. Since the world of social media concerns the presence of images and videos, just think about Instagram and TikTok, words aren't necessary to describe the content of a given post, whether it's a reel, a carousel, or simply an image. On the contrary, words are now used to describe feelings and emotions, since the how has become the most relevant feature of social media content, instead of the what. The digital world offers new expressions like aura farming, doing something to look cool and impress the others, cooking, progressing smoothly or performing excellently, or even 6-7. Yes, I said it, which has no particular meaning whatsoever, but creates rapid and symbolic connections between the users. Low key or high key, indicating something either discreet or obvious, living rent-free in someone's head, when taking something out of your mind is impossible. Main character energy, for feeling like the protagonist in your own life story. But beware not to confuse healing with arrogance. From the text's perspective, they are shorter and go straight to the point. In fact, one of the main features is word contraction. When was the last time that you wrote please and thanks without the vowels? Such as PLS and THX, respectively. Yeah, but why so, one may ask? Well, it's pretty simple, to be honest. It's because informal online writing, such as the one used on social media, is meant to be fast, mimic the spoken language, and somehow even creative, if I may say so. Have you ever written the word wait by spelling it with the number 8 into it and the word before, like be followed by the number 4? I'm sure you have. Do not cheat. So you get the point. Wait a minute! Did you spot all the Easter eggs? Come on, give it a try. Write them in the comment section and be the Giga Chad of this episode. Fun fact, did you know Italians tend to write you are, literally, to say, and in Spanish, tu eres, by replacing the verb say with the number 6, simply because the verb and the number have the exact same spelling and pronunciation. Now go and flex this info, yes, another word contraction, with all your friends. The English grammar and the internet lexicon go hand in hand. It's super easy to transform a noun into a verb. Just add ing at the very end of a noun. As you already know, the word ghosting derives from ghost plus ing. That is the practice of suddenly ending a personal relationship with someone and without any explanation. But when used online, it means to abandon a chat room without telling the other participants. You can do the same process the other way around. That is to say, transforming the verbs into nouns. For example, to gatekeep becomes gatekeeper, which metaphorically refers to the guardian of a gate, even though its meaning is to decide who does or does not have access or rights to a community or identity. By now, you know that on the internet, languages, including English, are used differently. Think about the abundance of acronyms, many of which come from the slang and video games terminology. As a matter of fact, acronyms like SMS, NASA, CEO, and WWW have quickly moved aside. Plus, they were generally used by experts in specific contexts. Nowadays, acronyms like GG, good game, FR, for real, NP, no problem, and BRB, be right back, are all over the world of social media and are a part of today's language of the new generations. Now, where do you use acronyms? What do you use them for? Write a comment in the section down below, and BTW, do not forget to share these episodes with all your friends. Fun fact: according to the Oxford University Press, brain rot was nominated the 2024 Word of the Year by a public vote. Okay, it's cool to know, but what is a brain rot? Are people's brains actually rotting? Well, keep your cool, they're not, or at least not as you'd think in the first place. A brain rot is a deterioration of mental or intellectual state from too much shallow online content. Even though it has been popularized by the youth culture, it was first used in 1854 to discuss societal distraction. On the contrary, in 2025, the word of the year is, wait for it, rage bait. That is to say, online content deliberately designed to elicit anger or outrage by being frustrating, provocative, or offensive, typically posted in order to increase traffic to or engagement with a particular web page or social media account. Yes, you got that right. They do it on purpose. They're teasing you. Well, needless to say, communication through acronyms gets faster and faster. On the flip side, the moment speakers ignore the meaning of one of them, can't keep up with the pace, or simply just don't feel like using them, they might get excluded. Furthermore, the use of acronyms implies the speakers to remember what they stand for. A fact which may be counterproductive if you think about it, as it slows down the process of communication instead of accelerating it. Last, the online world is full of dangers, and one may need a roadmap not to get lost and disrespect the other users. When in doubt, a compound word comes in handy: Netiquette, the social code of web communication, composed by the word net, referring to the web, and etiquette, referring to the rules for polite, respectful behavior. Here are a few rules. Forgive the mistakes of others. You know that online language is different. Respect the privacy of others without talking about other people. And do not give out your personal information. That is all for this episode, guys. See you all in the next one. One has got to give credit where credit is due. The jingle is La Caccia by the Italian composer Antonio Vivaldi and performed by the Orchestra da Camera Modena and available in Creative Commons and Public Domain 1.0. Don't forget to follow CLILAdHoc on Instagram. I'll leave all the links in the description.